In a small, peaceful village surrounded by lakes and temples, farmers lived simple, happy lives. But that year, the monsoon season failed to bring rain, and the land cracked and dried. The crops withered, and the villagers, many of whom had borrowed money from a cruel merchant named Vidu, faced ruin. One such farmer, Arjun, owed Vidu money but had nothing to repay due to the failed crops. Vidu sent his agent, Bonu, to collect the debt. When Bonu arrived at Arjun's home, he threatened to seize Arjun's land and belongings if the debt wasn't paid within 2 days. Desperate, Arjun couldn't offer anything, and the villagers feared the consequences of Vidu's cruelty. King Raghav, who had lived among the villagers for many years, was deeply troubled by the injustice. Known for his compassion, he despised seeing the villagers suffer. He decided to confront Vidu and help the farmers. Riding to Vidu's mansion, King Raghav entered without hesitation. Vidu mocked him but listened as Raghav spoke of the villagers' plight. Raghav insisted that the debt should be forgiven, as the farmers had no crops to sell. He offered to pay the full debt himself. Vidu, intrigued, asked why Raghav would do such a thing. Raghav replied, because it's the right thing to do. Your wealth doesn't make you better than us, it makes you responsible for those less fortunate. After a pause, Vidu agreed, and Raghav paid the debt in full. Returning to the village, Raghav was greeted by anxious villagers. He told them the good news: he had paid the debt, and they no longer needed to fear losing their land or homes. The villagers, especially Arjun, were overcome with gratitude. Arjun asked how they could repay him, and Raghav simply replied, "Repay me by helping one another. That is all I ask." The villagers celebrated, praising Raghav for his kindness. His actions taught them that true wealth lies not in gold, but in a compassionate heart. From that day on, Raghav's name was spoken with reverence, and the village flourished once more. The rains returned, crops grew, and the villagers knew they were never truly alone, because they had each other, and a king who would always stand by them. Even Vidu, though still wealthy, began to question his values, realizing there might be more to life than money and power. The end.